respect given.
Interesting. Is it?
Wizard. Am I going to go to a wizard who was given status through family birthright, or am I going to go to one who had to fight tooth and nail for every bit of space and room to grow that he has?
Ah, then you've come to the right place. What can I do you for, Ashoka? I'm a very busy...
And he says the gnomish word for man, like as in male gnome.
I'm a very busy masculine gnome, manly in my ways, with a nice beard and very interesting spectacles. We are currently seeking a scroll of arcane sight. I understand it's a minor task. You're familiar with the barge that's been docked, I assume?
I'm not one for boats. I don't really care for shipping. I haven't had to take a boat in many years.
This particular boat was full of cargo, and we're trying to determine which of this cargo has skills beyond that which are readily apparent.
Fascinating. You wish to seek the truth. Perhaps they do not want to give it.
Yes, we would hate to make a mistake in a placement, in deciding a role.
Such spell is commonly known to those who assess, although it is often good to know what you're up against.
Our Imperial Wizard is green.
Your Imperial Wizard? Ah, yes. The young gaunt fellow. What is his name? Fabius?
Phineas.
Phineas. Yes.
Goret is the family.
Yes, lowborn. Or at least middleborn. Yes, I learned from the guild that he is both alchemist and wizard. Quite pretentious of him, being that smart. He didn't look like that much when I met him. He has got no style.
He most definitely has a style that is lacking.
Yes, personality of a cold fish. He's almost asking to be picked on. You should do something about that, or he'll be known as the Egghead, who knows alchemy.
Do we... So, sorry, Marty.
Yes.
The Isram the Black event?
No, he has not told you guys.
That's all a secret.
Yeah, yep.
He went and kicked the bully in the dick.
Yeah, he doesn't...
Super hard.
that may not have spread that he stole Isram's spellbook, but no, he ran into this guy when he first went to the tower.
Yep. Well, I would call that one of the deficiencies of having many things given to you when you were young.
Although I did hear rumors about some sort of dragon about.
Yes, there are several dragons about. Are we talking about the big one?
Well, everyone knows about this little Spitfire that you have.
He'll be making a debut soon.
Interesting. Would very much like to see a practitioner of true magic. The old ways. Make sure that it is indeed a dragon and not some sort of trick of yours. How delightful that would be.
Tricks? Me? And like the fake innocent sort of like Ooh, why would do the trick? Like the over-the-top style? Yes. He will be debuting. Should be before the end of season.
Are you some sort of wizard? It's not often that non-wizards come to my doorstep and ask about scrolls.
I do have natural talent with the arcane, although this is for our wizard, as I have to put a little bit more effort into remembering.
Ah, yes.
So,
Imperials having the rest of them do their dirty work. Well, I must say it was a pleasure meeting you, Ashoka. I can certainly sell you this scroll. It'll take me a day to pen it.
I will have someone pick it up. Unless you would like for me to come in person, you do have a brilliant eye for spellcraft.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm working on other things at the moment, but I can spare some time for this minor purchase. Just let Phineas know that I expect no one from your ludus, including him and you, ever using such a spell on me. I don't like people who try to pry through my craft, and I would take personal offense to it.
Of course. Ashoka is going to lie. We would never dream of such a thing. I am going to lie because now that he told me not to, I really want to do it. 39?
yeah, okay, I'm not even gonna roll.
Of course not.
Very well. Market price for such a scroll is... 375 gold pieces.
Okay. Ashoka pulls 375 gold pieces out of a extra dimensional space.
Okay.
I would say it was a pleasure, but you were just giving me more work to do.
For me, for myself, it was most indeed a pleasure.
Like I tell all my customers, if you ever come across any objects of art, or any magic items involving illusions, I would be in the market, and may give you a better price than a more mundane merchant.
Oh, I see plenty of business opportunities in the future for us.
Yes, then.
He produces a card which has the illusionary sort of like face of his that goes back into like his mage sigil and kind of like flack back and forth when you're holding looking at it.
Card.
Yeah, he gives you a little hologram card.
You're not adverse to shadowy magics, are you?
Why would you ask such a thing?
He's now really interested why you're asking.
The art is lovely, but a little bright for my tastes.
Yes. Should you ever come across something that is shadowy, I would definitely take a look. However, I would not be advertising.
Give me a sense motive.
All right. Welcome to the underground. Get over here, Nam, you little bastard. 19.
You touched on something. You didn't expect him to kind of initially be cross?
I was tentatively tipping my. Actually, I was wondering if he would be because everything he has really bright and flamboyant, which is one side of the illusionary scale. The other side of the illusionary scale is all the hidden secrety stuff.
Yep.
And he's so far been very blingy in your face. So I was asking the question kind of softly, so I could backpedal if required.
Yeah, you touched on something, and he decided to he's now scrutinizing you even more.
All right.
He's being very tight-lipped.
At some point, we're going to need to detect your alignment so I can figure out if you're the right guy for the job. What the job is? Not certain yet, but there'll be a job.
Okay. He tapped his glasses, and the hue of the lenses have changed color to green.
Like what you see.
Okay, he blinks and they flick back. It's almost like they were on a spring or a timer and they went...
Yep.
They go back to red.
Send your servant. The scroll will be ready in the morrow. On to the next purchase, or special thing.
Ashoka will do a gracious nod. He will stand up very formally.
Okay.
He'll go back out to the main room and sort of scoot
Okay. You
up his
can
leg.
hear, as you turn around, you can hear his ring spinning, and he disappears, and there's these little footprints in the plush carpet.
Oh, Master, these illusions are very nice.
Yes. Yes, they are.
The detail is very lifelike.
They are lies made manifest.
Yes, they are lies. They are not real.
Joker will go out slowly into the street, machinations in his mind, understanding that this man will either be a mark or a compatriot in the future.
All right, chat with the
Or
screen.
in terms of like places where you go to rob, like shit's gone wrong, which house gets knocked over? That house.
Nice. I got to take a piss. I'll be right back. You can chat with the stream.
Oh, I had a really, really long work week, guys. In the stream, I flew to Texas on Tuesday. So I was on at the cabin last weekend, which is in Quebec. I drove back on Monday. I woke up at Tuesday at 2:30 in the morning or so to drive to the airport to fly to Austin. I had a meeting in Austin, then got back in the airport to fly to LA through to Beijing. So I woke up and it was Tuesday was when I woke up to go to the airport, and Thursday is when I got to go to bed. And then I had a meeting in China, and then flew back. So my last week was just a big whirling dervish of airports and, you know, airports and sore knees. Yeah, putting in the work. So that's the whole. Right now I'm still trying to, like, I don't know what time it is. It's 9, but for me, as far as I know, it's like like I feel I woke up early and it should be something like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning, something like that. But it's good to play D&D.
Lordy Lord.
Lordy. Did your handyman handle your man?
No one. Oh, he's almost done. So
He's in the process of handling your man.
handle it quickly. Hurry up, Miguel. Actually, his name is
You're
Miguel.
in Quebec. Your
Miguel.
handyman's name is Pierre.
His name is actually Miguel. He's a nice guy.
Oh.
I don't know. What? Learn to speak
awesome.
properly.
Oh, dude,
that's
I had a kid three seats beside me on the plane, who their parents, like, I don't really blame the kid. The kid's like 3, but when you're taking a red eye, like a 4.5 hour red eye,
Oh,
and
no.
your kid,
Was it the Mom Alone?
No, it was the
both?
mom, the dad, the kid. And this kid was old enough that the second the plane landed, the kid became a functioning human again and could speak languages. For 4 hours, it was the screaming and like where the voice cracked and then it was still screaming. And it was one of those, oh, kids gotta get tired at some point. Like, nah, the kids got a second wave.
No, dude. Kids have endurance. They have all the feats.
All right.
Yeah.
You see, you met Lanziver.
Yes,
The
I was listening to
illustrious.
most of that. That sounds really good.
You know where he's from, right?
Yes, I do. I don't know if Ahmed does. I don't know if Ahmed was picking up
I
on
didn't
it.
catch.
He's
The
from
word
the
conclave
Conclave.
came up a bunch of times.
Oh,
You should check. I didn't ask him. Sorry, was your family genocided recently? I have this funny inkling that somebody might have had your people genocided.
So the first time he encountered Phineas, he mentioned this, and it seemed to go right over your head. And then the next time, I'm like, I'm going to mention it again. He's
I'm gonna do
proud
it
that
again.
he's from the Conclave.
I'm from the Conclave, and we made all the weapons.
Conclave is from the same place Midwick's from.
Yep.
yeah, I know.
And Midwick, like, so you know where I was like upset that the dragon did a thing and it was so beyond the pale. Midwick did an even bigger thing. So the amount of bullshit that that Crixes and that whole thing did and caused sort of like political ripples. Midwick did a bigger thing.
Did a bad thing.
When this guy suddenly gets a stick up his ass about something, or actually gets arrested, we'll know when in the
I'm
timeline
listening.
that was Midwick fuck it up.
And just enough of a hint. Maybe that's why he had to leave. He's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. I have to live in this new planet being conquered. Yeah, it's not entirely conquered yet. Chaos equals opportunity.
Yep. Well, where your name has weight, but the most modern aspects of the name don't necessarily have the drawbacks.
They need me. Oh, crap.
Yep.
All right, should be done,
Ashoka
guys.
seems to know that you hit a chord when you mentioned shadow magic.
Yep.
Or shadowy magic, and he seemed to really like.
I'm just inquiring as to the art and wondering if he has anything with shadows.
Okay, I'm assuming Ashoka goes back.
Oh yeah.
Damien is sitting out with a very hurt Magnus. Czargon is napping off his battle with Magnus. I don't know if Zed is there or not.
Zed's gonna be there for when Czargon wakes up.
Okay. Phineas is... Ah, there you are. When Ashoka returns. Once this is done, I can go back to my work. Yes, this is important. Plus, I don't want to spend all of your money, says Damien. Magnus, are you awake? Magnus is like head down in a bowl of soup or something.
Are bubbles coming out of the soup?
Yes.
That means we're all right.
So I've drafted up these papers that I got from the magistrate, says Damien. I need to know how much money we are willing to spend as a reward posted for the return of these gladiators.
10 for the pincher.
Huh. As for this gargoyle and this... What is his name? Some pathetic gladiator that never fought.
Does the gargoyle... is this gargoyle's carcass worth anything? Component-wise or magic-wise?
Phineas thinks for a moment. Let's see. It is a gargoyle. I don't think so, says Phineas. It might be worth something if you planned on polymorphing yourself.
Do gladiators have, like, VIN numbers?
They do. Every slave has a quasi-unique number.
Okay, so I'm just trying to understand the how the hierarchy of this works. Gladiator runs away. Bounty hunter catches the runaway gladiator.
Yep.
If the reward is worth less than the street value of that gladiator, which it normally would need to be, otherwise you wouldn't get the, like, it'd be really weird to use bounty hunters. He can't just go and sell that to a normal ludus, because that ludus would have a VIN that doesn't match, and like there's a legal concept that prevents that from happening. Yeah.
Yeah. The gladiators are usually branded with the brand of the ludus too. So you start seeing. Plus, Prentice is condemned, so he's got prisoner brands and
2 for the gargoyle. We do not really expect him to be returned, and which token amount, and 500 gold pieces for the unknown.
I was going to say 500 talents for Prentice. What the fuck?
Half a talent. No, for some jackass.
Tell that to Radimer. Yeah, there was a roll to see how good the fake brand was.
Yep. The yes. Yeah, those guys are also like not going to the major populaces and stuff, right?
You haven't tried to sell any of those gladiators?
Yes, 500, and what is for that one? Is there a possibility for it to be? Are there conditions upon the condition of the personage in retrieval?
Yeah. You can add whatever conditions. So basically, for Dren Zerko, the bounty is 500 gold pieces alive.
Well, I'm questioning whether or not that's dead or alive.
Dead or alive? That's fine.
Yep.
Just a drawl. You said 2,000 gold pieces alive.
Yep.
And unmaimed.
Yep.
And then Prentice.
Prentice is 5,000 returned dead, 10,000 returned alive. Alive, and you know what? They maimed the fuck out of him because we're gonna get paid by putting him in the arena anyway. Get out there with fucking one eye and no legs.
All right, 10,000 gold pieces alive. Okay. All right. So you've posted some bounties and
that was a draw. Yeah, I know you're saying yeah, he won. That was a draw. That was a draw like all the other ones. That's a.
You realize that
I was standing, he was not.
Phineas says you realize that I might be able to scry upon Pennywise.
Yes. No.
If
those documents need to go in place to show due diligence in our tasks. Hopefully, we do. Aside from our gargoyle, I would rather not pay any of those out.
I see. I'll leave you to your machinations then. I've got work to do for a dragon. If you would keep the dragon from making so much noise, I could get more work done. Is what he's saying to Magnus. He's got obvious claw marks and like singe marks, and that means stop wrestling it.
Yeah, sure, but first I have to know who's boss. Can't have it walking around flapping and swinging, thinking it's all of that. No, Magnus is all of that. Magnus!
I'm sure we have paperwork somewhere around here that explains that he is our property.
You explain that to the dragon.
Well, no,
Phineas.
you explain that to the dragon, is what he says.
I was.
Phineas, I have a question.
I have answers, no doubt, to your questions. What?
Does the term egghead mean anything?
He scrunches his face, he gets up. Work. To do.
That is what they called him in wizard school. That's why you shouldn't have shaved your head.
You've never seen him shave his head. He might be prematurely bald for some reason.
You're Professor X. Get in the chair.
Maybe an early alchemist extract gone wrong.
Ashoka will get him a toupee.
I'm just going to add to Phineas's sheet a not so flattering nickname, Egghead. AKA Gulliver, Tacitus' apprentice, AKA Egghead, a nickname from the Academy. Basically, the jealous wizards, where he was going to double the classes to go up and double the classes. Yeah.
Magnus.
Yeah.
You require...
It was an alchemist accident that he was falling asleep because he was pulling double duty, which then led him to taking the flay leaf to try to accentuate his powers like he wanted to do. So it's all connected.
Within a day, Czargon will be fresh. And at this rate, it'll be a week before you're ready to establish dominance again.
So who won down there? Says Damien as he's leaning back, drinking some wine after finishing the paperwork.
I was standing and he was bleeding on the ground. It's glorious. I was injured.
It was close though, wasn't it?
Looking at Magnus's 105 damage, yeah, it was close. Yes, it was very close.
Cracked ribs, dislocated shoulder, bruised eye, bloody jaw.
Damien?
Yes, Choco, what?
Do you know of any trainers that we could send Magnus to? Perhaps not in this city, where...
Sure, there's 5 times as many people in Vinvossa than there is here in Vatapul. There's the fencing school I went to. You could learn how to fence. Huh? Sure, just not in the city. Like.
Oh, you're joking. I get it. Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that our Primarch... Are you ready for your demotion?
What game are you playing at?
Well, if we cannot establish Maeve's fighting school, Maeve will be joining our Ludus.
Yeah, I remember that. Why don't you lead with that before you get me angry and almost think about beating your head in?
At this point, I would actually take you up on that challenge. This would be about the only point I would. I have to magic missile you once? Yeah, I can do that.
Let's talk tomorrow.
That is not very polite.
Hey, Phineas, can you make some of those healing potions? I'm really messed up.
Busy. That's what he says.
Come on, egghead.
The door
I'm
shuts.
kidding. I like you.
the door
I like
to
your
his...
potions. Come on.
The door shuts.
Stop being so antisocial.
Mark's in the chat. Mark's in the chat.
Mark's in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is he not?
He likes the idea of the early alchemist. He is the dork of the party. And he's laughing that you're fired.
Oh no, Magnus sucks.
Well, no, we need to accentuate your dominance or your ability to display dominance without almost dying.
Yeah, we can do that. How?
That's why I was thinking about perhaps a trainer, although I'm not certain what they would train you in.
Not certain you can be trained that way. Yeah, I'm fine with training in there, but
Damien, do you know of a weapon enhancement or magic that we could use to give Magnus here an edge? Phineas!
Phineas isn't opening. He's not rushing out. You bugged him a bunch of times, and then you called him by. You found out his academy
Well, I was
nickname.
checking. I was checking if that. I was trying to. Ashoka didn't. Well, yeah, Ashoka did exactly what ended up happening, but he was trying to understand that if that was generic gnome wizard slang, or if that was a specific to Phineas thing, and it's specific to Phineas thing. Phineas is crying. They call me Egghead. Oh no!
again.
How did they find out?
Yeah. So Ashoka is actually thinking of getting
A
Magnus.
Shoppo weapon. Says Damien.
I believe there's something called boots of speed that allow you to attack more frequently.
That and a Shoppo weapon.
Keen? He's asked questioningly.
Whatever it's called. I usually just get the wizard to do it.
You can make my
Although Damien's, although everything's a sharp weapon in my hands, he gets keen
Yep.
on all the. Yes. Perhaps boosts of something to provide you the effectively haste at your disposal.
haste. You mean I can just hit more? That'd be fantastic.
Well, weren't you saying that you wanted lighter armor? Something about mithril?
Yeah, I'm currently. I mean, this armor is very light. If I can get medium armor, heavier, like a breastplate, but mithril would be fantastic.
All right.
I've trained with it. It's not. Wouldn't slow me down at all.
We need to prioritize.
He does have arcana. That's right. He's a bard. Something about mithril armor sometimes can be sped up. Hastily. I think there's mithril full plate of speed or something like that.
I think so.
I think there is.
There's also like I was thinking like boots of speed and
Yep.
then mithril armor, but yeah. Basically, we need to cheat by putting overpowered magic items on Magnus so that he can at least like here's what we've done. We made a whole bunch of people at approximately the same power level in terms of like their class. Magnus is supposed to be the dominant leader, boss man. He's really good, but we've got some other really powerful things, and he has to be dominant over them. So the only way to do that is to cheat with magic.
What
So
is the
cheat.
optimal armor for Magnus?
Yeah.
With his that doesn't hamper his maneuverability.
Marty, there's something. There's one
Mithril
thing.
breastplate.
Mithril breastplate. There's something I wanted to ask you. There was at 7th level, I can take armor, advanced armor training, and I was
You don't want mithril breastplate because you lose your
evasion.
and you don't want mithril full plate
You
because you lose your evasion. You
And-
want
and it's-
mithril
yeah.
breastplate because you'll still
right.
get his rogue's evasion because that's considered light armor. Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
And then when you get your armor training will get the max dex up high enough to where you need. Right?
Is it full plate of speed? Mithril full plate of speed is 26,000. It is +1 mithril full plate that can activate, enabling him to act as though he has haste spell for 10 rounds each day.
Well,
consecutive.
no.
That's pretty sweet.
Now
Magnus
boots of,
is either killing or dying before 10 rounds.
the boots of speed are 12,000.
Okay, let me just remove the mithril cost here, or reduce it to breastplate. Heavy armor is 9 grand. Medium armor is 4, so that subtract 5, which would be 2150, and then breastplate which would be 20,600. And then the +1 on the armor is
Should already be in that one.
yeah, so it's like 19 grand to add it to an armor.
Yeah, that which would be the 12 times 1.5.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, 18. Yeah, 18,
Yep.
19 grand added to the armor. So with Phineas crafting it, that's 9 grand plus the cost of the armor.
Yeah.
Magnus can run in full speed and medium armor. We're worried about him losing
and
evasion.
heavy.
Like, we saw evasion work twice against the dragon, where he took no damage.
Yeah. So, Marty, what I wanted to ask you about was a feat that I don't know if you'll allow. Not a feat, sorry. It's advanced armor training. It's called armor specialization.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Am I allowed to take that?
I don't see any reason why.
Mark was mentioning.
Well, no. Is your fighter your Gestalt?
Yes.
Then no, you cannot take it.
Well, then it's.
Or that was what
yeah,
it was treated previously, because it's part of the the advanced options for fighters.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no. Okay, that's fine. He is my Gestalt, so no.
It increases the
AC, basically.
AC of armor for you. Instead of getting so it's not even good for him to take it right now because he can get his dex higher. So as he keeps upping his dex, he's going to want the armor training. This is a way to make it so a low dex fighter can still have a really high armor bonus while being a fighter.
At a quarter.
Yeah,
of
we
the
said no for
level
clerics
DC.
for non-standard domains and that sort of thing. So I think that would kind of apply to fighters as well.
Okay.
For your Gestalt vanilla only.
Because some of those advanced options are really powerful. Like the ability to use powers that you wouldn't remove the powers you would never use and apply them to do something like bonuses on initiative checks.
Yep. So that is an excellent thing to do. Why don't we? So you've set your bounties.
Yep.
Damien will go and not necessarily hire bounty hunters, but make sure that this is filed and broadcast within Vatapol and beyond. Ashoka, Magnus, Zed, and Sona and Drain still have to assess the slaves. Phineas is crafting, and Cid is training. Damien was doing the paperwork. Okay, so the next day, Ashoka, Magnus. How is Magnus feeling the next day?
Well, this is where I was getting at. This is what Ashoka was trying to. The whole conversation started with Ashoka trying to convince Magnus he had to go find healing because if the dragon sees him with the dragon being fully healthy and Magnus still being beat to shit, all the dominance you might have thought you would have established is gone.
Can't the healer do something for me? Our ninth, seventh, or eighth?
Yeah, okay, so the healer plays doctor for you, so you get, after 8 hours of rest, 14 hit points back.
Now, can he also use some of his powers? Because that's kind of what we're paying him for.
Yep. He's not going to use all of them.
No, but give me 30 or 40 hit points.
He will use 5d8 plus 25 healing. He gives you 45.
So 45 and 14.
Yep.
So 59. Okay. Okay, 59. Oh, that's pretty good. 46.
Basically, are you bloodied anymore?
No, no.
Okay. Once you're not bloodied, he says the rest will heal in time, and that he'll continue applying bandages tomorrow.
Thank you, yeah. Feel much better. God!
Magnus.
The Mass Theologian appreciates your patronage and...
your exuberance.
Yep. He goes about tending to your gladiators. What few you have left.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go and train
Magnus,
these
you
guys.
also know that there is this weird statue that can also heal you.
Yeah. No, hey, what do we do about that? I think that heal me.
Yes. Well, as soon as Phineas has been...
Get your head out of your ass. Phineas, get to it.
He's busy.
Fucking Phineas. Why do we have him around anyways? Yeah, I know. Just saying. Saying what y'all thinking.
I think you're a moron.
Damien has already left to go and deliver the bounties. Okay, the group of you going to the ship.
Yep.
Sargon comes out. He's kind of walking. He's walking beside Zed. When is Radimer going to show and sell us his discount knockoff gladiators? He's got to get to Vatapol, man. He's got to get to Vatapol. He's on his way. He is on his way.
Discount knockoff gladiator. We have a elf in a wheelchair here. This guy's really charismatic.
Knockoff. He's like, just give me a few hundred gold coins. I never wanted to be a Ludus master, anyways. Discount better gladiators. That's funny. All right, so the group of you heads to the ship. The harbor master's guards are looking after the ship for now, although they look pretty eager to not have to do this type of work. I'm going to go to the Pandemonium.
We had how many? Was it 3 months or was it 3 weeks until we had to start paying docking?
The docking fees will be applied at the end of each season.
And how much are they? Or do we have to still investigate?
Like 1,000 gold per season, kind of thing.
Okay, it's not.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not like 15 talents or some bullshit.
No, you wouldn't be able to run a boat if it was that much. Yeah. The ship does take up considerable space. So the harbor master, are you here to take control of your ship? One of the guards asks.
We're still getting things together. This was somewhat sprung upon us.
Okay.
It's one thing to conquer a ship full of pirates. Another thing to figure out what to do with it when you're done.
They tell you where to go, where to pay the fees, to go visit the harbor master. They tell you what to do, but they stay here. Oh, your slaves might be getting hungry. They basically kept your ship from going anywhere. They're not maintaining your ship or looking after your slaves.
How many days has it been since we fed these people? These slaves?
A while.
A few.
Okay. Yeah, that's maybe a detail. So I said we'd have to look at their food and stuff. I didn't actually say we'd send someone over. Fair enough.
All right, I'm going to send Nem. Nem is going to go get Fester and Lowell.
Okay. Can I control Z? I think I deleted all the tokens. Shit. Let me go get a Treant token. They're getting uppity.
Damien wants to use it as an orgy boat. That is a big-ass orgy boat. I mean, what is it?
Like a pleasure ship?
the key for your orgy boat is you need it to be small, so your relatively small-sized orgy feels busy. This is the opposite of that. It's like trying to dork in a gym.
An augury?
Okay. What are you guys doing? You gonna go fetch the two?
We're gonna go get Fester and Lowell.
Okay, Fester and Lowell are summoned.
We're gonna get a whole bunch of food. And
bring it over?
Well, food, cleaning supplies, and
you could also get some of the guards that you have, the house guards. You could have the house guards and
bring some house guards. We're actually pretty happy with our pretty much anybody who could have ran away ran away. And our mass theologian probably should come as well. Or
okay, yeah, he'll assess. He does tell you that he really only wants to tend to those that will compete in the arena. He's not interested in looking after your slave stock.
We're trying to assess, and there's a risk that they might be ill.
Yep.
Is that
no?
viable for you?
He understands.
Okay. Um,
So you soon find yourself aboard the ship, and the ship is relatively quiet, although they told you they were getting uppity.
yep, we're gonna go deal with the apologies. Down we go.
All right, who's going down below?
It's Ashoka's going down below.
Magnus.
Okay. Sona will come as well. You notice the treant. Treant isn't looking too good. He's lying there, he's chained to the ground, and a lot of his leaves have turned yellow.
Zed, down here, please.
Zed and Czargon.
Zed's a druid. Hey, druid, knowledge nature that thing. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it?
Magnus is getting, the like a bucket and putting some holes in it, so he's gonna put water a plant.
Okay. You guys have keys from Captain Drossik's locker, and some of them you open up the keys. The thing shifts a little bit to look like open an eye.
Are the shutters open in its...
There's this weird gummy sort of substance that's sort of like all over it, like it slimed itself. It's not looking too healthy.
Does it speak druidic?
First, your knowledge nature.
10.
It is a plant creature.
Mm-hmm. Are the shutters on its side open or closed?
They are closed.
Oh, so Zed's gonna go wander in and start opening shutters. Do you speak the language of the forest?
What language are you speaking?
Druidic?
Nope. It eyes you as it...
All right.
It then says a word that is water in Stygian Common.
Okay.
It is not from this continent. There are notes in the ledger that it is from Stygia. It is from the Vastwood, and ironically, that is near the same territory where a certain gladiator from the other group was plucked from. Arlen's from that region.
Basically, what we need to do is take the top half of Arlen and the bottom half of this guy and stitch them together.
Perfect.
Okay. Does anybody here speak Stygian Common?
I don't know. Can you speak to your slaves that are from the other continent? Don't know. Magnus speaks both Imperial and Stygian Common.
Yeah. He wants water. I'm getting him water. Hold on.
Yeah, it's breathing water.
He wants water. Hey, don't worry. Hey, I'm Magnus. I'm here to help you. Get some water, quickly.
I need water and sun and some good ground to put my roots in.
Need water, sun, and ground. Good earth.
Free me.
Is what it says.
I'm doing my best here. Come on.
Don't ask me for that bullshit.
He wants to be free. It's kind of bullshit.
Master, the manifest says this thing's name is Bannock Baron.
Back down.
Bannock Baden is its name.
Bannock? Good enough, Bannock.
Bannock Baden.
Bannock Baron, okay. I'm Magnus. This is the most important thing you need to know.
Ask him if salt water.
You notice that a
bad.
bunch of half-burned out torches are all like littered around him as he's chained to the deck, and he's got a bunch of scorch marks on his side, like old scars. It looks like every once in a while they might have beat him with torches.
Is salt water all right, or do you need regular water?
No water from the ocean. I need rainwater.
Well, he said
That's
no
from a
salt.
lake.
No salt water.
Is the bay here? Is it a salty bay or is it a?
I believe it is a mix. It is too close to the ocean to be
Well, just because if we could just
Wait,
like,
the cleric is with
root
us?
him.
Does he have create water ready?
Lowell, Festa. I'm gonna send them
yes,
down to go
master.
clean the Freedy chamber.
Okay. Yes, master. Oh.
Don't mind the orc orgy in the side there. Just we're
Yep.
clean.
Some of the
Let us out of here, you fucks! Give us some water! Fuck the tree!
people are not looking very good.
Yep. All right.
They're looking like really haggard and like blistered lips and
Okay. Zed is going to actually. So Ashoka is going to start tasking Nem and Drain, Sona and Drain, to fetching water.
Okay.
Bring water to the other.
Yeah, soon there are people like obedient at the cage doors, but in a hurry to get water in them. They probably had a little bit of water back there, but it looks like they might have ran out a day or so ago.
Yep.
Not tending to these, waiting long periods and not tending to them.
Yep.
There might have been a really stinky boat.
Oh yeah, no. The Lowell and Fester are going to be cleaning up all the shit piles. Yeah. Who gets to be Feed the Tree? Yeah. I wanted Feed the Dragon here to become Feed the Tree, but yeah.
Most unnatural. Can I breathe on it?
Says Sargon to Zed.
Only if he is.
Bannock Badden's eyes go wide as he sees the creature. He does not like Sargon.
Only if he is disobedient.
You hear that, tree? I will burn you like a shrub.
This is going to be very non-adversarial.
It twists underneath the chains to get rid of him.
Let me go.
Says Bannock Badden to Magnus.
I cannot do that. I'm gonna try to help you, get you some water, find you a good place to root. We still have to figure out what we'll do with you.
Okay. The tree looks disappointed. It's not disagreeing. It's basically tied down to the ground.
So, did we pay the
Isn't the cleric here? Sorry.
Yeah,
Didn't he-
the clear comes down.
The cleric's here, but I don't know if the the cleric feels that that tree is a warrior.
He will gladiate.
Well, do we still owe the beast tamer a debt?
Yes.
Yeah, 20k.
Now, am I the only one who goes? This
Beast
big
tamer
tree.
material.
This big tree is beast tamer material.
Yeah, no, everybody think that.
Okay, so I'm wondering if we could get the beast tamer to take the tree, and that pay our debt. We'll still know where the tree is if we want to buy him, but
Mark's saying no.
well, that's half a vote.
The mass theologian is creating clean water. The guards and Drain, Sona, and Fester and
distributing
Lowell are giving are providing it to those that are there. You've lost a goblin. The goblins got hungry.
Yep.
That's what I would do. Just saying.
The goblins were not even named. They were just marked 7 male and 3 female. I'm going to roll a d10. 8, 9, and 10 are the females. They ate one of the females.
Morons. I mean, it's kind of practical, but still morons. The boys are expendable.
Men are expendable, yes.
Yep. Right. Because this room was never really left. Wasn't left very long.
Nope.
So I think we now move. We're gonna move. Basically, what we're gonna do is play friggin' domino hopscotch. So we could take prisoners. We'll take the orcs and stick them over there, and then they get to go clean the orc pit.
Okay, so the group of you are able to shuffle these very thirsty orcs. You're like, there's water over there.
Yeah, we put the water over here, open the door.
They all go scrambling across. Some of them still have shackles and bindings, and they don't seem to mess with the group of you as you're moving them along. So I'll just drag the half-orcs over. Then Fester and Lowell begin cleaning.
Are you going to let us out?
You hear this woman's voice from the gray-skinned gnome area.
Yes. The question is where you go when you are out.
You should free us. We don't do well in captivity.
What problems arise?
Malaise.
What is that?
We must be free to be inspired.
We have a rather...
Liars.
We want to build a clubhouse on the tree.
A paddle platform on the tree. That's awesome.
There is opportunities to be creative and see new things if you are willing to fight.
Okay.
Are you willing to fight?
I'm just going to put down, like,
Placeholder token.
Yep, because you don't know their skills and who they are and what's going on.
Yep.
Willing to fight? Do you want to fight in the arenas?
No. Then
Neither
again,
do we.
my people are far less inspired. There is also, if we're being perfectly honest, there are few paths towards freedom, but they do exist. Those of particular skill sets, those with particular values.
Okay, give me a bluff check, because I'm assuming you don't intend on freeing any of these people. Or is this the truth?
It's effectively a lie. In his mind, if you become like the enhanced house slave with a placard, that's kind of like being free. But 27.
Okay. They...
Like, what do you mean? We're not halflings. You would make house hin of us.
Well, that or the term apprentice comes to mind.
Apprentice for what craft, says one of them.
What crafts are you capable of?
Let us see. I have this random chart. What are the backgrounds?
I would like full profession bootlick, sir.
Bootlick.
Lick my boots and love it.
I meant more metaphorically, but alright, apparently we're getting into the literal.
Alright. What are these goodly gnomes? Those 2 6s, huh?
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay. One of them says he was a bodyguard. The other one says they